Okay, now we say hi, everybody.
Hi, everybody.
Hi.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to KnitChat. Yeah.
KnitChat.
So we are a mostly knitting podcast coming to you from Southwestern Ontario. My name is Noelle.
And I'm Kelly. And you are?
Zoey.
And what are you doing here, Zoey?
I'm here for 3 days for a sleepover.
Mm-hmm. And what are we going to do?
Tomorrow we can go to the big park.
Yeah, tomorrow we can go to the big park. And then what?
And then we could go swimming with my cousin.
Yeah. And what are we going to have to eat? Do you remember? What are we going to get that you and I like?
Sushi!
Yay!
Sushi. So anyway, yeah, you're staying for a sleepover, right? Right. So anyway, do you want to say hi, everybody? Welcome to KnitChat.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to KnitChat.
And where are you going to go now?
For a walk with Papa.
Right. You're going to go for a walk with your Papa. Okay. So you say happy knitting, everybody.
Happy knitting, everybody.
Okay. Can I have
Bye,
this?
Zoey.
Back now? Say bye, Kelly.
Bye, Kelly.
Okay. See you later, Zoe. Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Anyway.
So that was Zoey. That's Noelle's
Zoey.
One of Noelle's
Yes.
granddaughters. And,
she is my oldest granddaughter. So she's joining me for 3 days. So.
And Zoey was actually on the podcast even before I joined you on the podcast.
Yes.
Yes. When you did the podcast with Jacqueline.
Yeah.
So,
and I see her mom and dad are in here chiming in, but too late. She's already gone.
She's gone.
She's already gone for a walk with Papa. So anyway, so welcome everybody. I see there's a lot of you in here already chatting. That's great. That's what we like to see. We need to get in there and be typing in before we even start.
I know Maureen started things off tonight, and then I think Irene was in there second, and there's lots of chat going on. I just wanted to point out there was a thread in Ravelry that was somebody was asking us how to be involved in the chat on
this,
and there a few lovely people chimed in and gave some instructions, but I think what it came down to is you have to be on the YouTube app if you're on an iPad. Because she was having questions about using her iPad. It's different than the computer, so you actually have to be on the YouTube app in order to see the chat on the right side of your screen and to participate. So hopefully everybody has that worked out, because we want to see all the chatter.
Yeah, we like to see the chat and see what everybody's doing and what everybody's making. So again, we both of us have had a busy week, and I'm going to start by apologizing. I haven't gotten into all the comments from the podcast on Chicago. I think I've responded to a couple, but we've just been super busy. I think last week on the Wednesday, I had to go to the dentist because I broke a tooth when we were away in Thunder Bay, and then we left the next day. So we were actually not supposed to leave, but we were just going on a little mini vacation to actually see some friends that we hadn't seen for 3 years because of the pandemic. So we weren't really going till Friday, but Ross managed to get Thursday off, and he came home at 9:30 Wednesday night, and he goes, well, why don't we leave tomorrow? I'm like, okay, we've got no place to stay. I got to look at places to stay. And he's like, well, we could look for something up around Shelburne. I said, you mean I can go to the yarn stores? He goes, yeah. And I'm like, who are you?
That's a good yarn husband. That is a good yarn husband. Yes.
Yeah. So I'm quickly online looking for a place to stay near there. And I did find a place. In Creemore. Have you heard of Creemore?
I have.
It's got a brewery, but it is a wonderful little town.
I was going to say there's a brewery there.
There is a brewery there, and it was an amazing little town, and it also happened to have a yarn store, which I didn't even know.
As every amazing little town has.
Yeah. So, can you hear Lucky? I am also babysitting Jacqueline's and Mike's dog, and Zoey and I think Zoey and Ross left for a walk without him, and he's not too happy.
Is he scratching at something? I heard.
No, he's just whining, but I didn't know if you could hear him.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, you can hear him?
Yes, we can.
Yeah. Anyway.
Well, maybe he'll settle down after a few minutes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'll tell you, when we get into this, I'll tell you a little bit about the yarn stores that we went to. And I did end up making a few little purchases.
Just
So,
a few.
Just a few. Anyway. Oh,
And
Julia
I was
says
away.
Her husband's cousin. Oh, her husband's cousin's husband was the brewmaster at the brewery. Oh wow, that's cool. So
I was away on the weekend also. I went to the States. I went to it's near Rose City, Michigan. There's a little lake called Island Lake, and we went away with friends. We've been to the cottage before. It's his grandmother's cottage. It has been in their family for many, many years, and it's on a small lake, which is absolutely beautiful. And the nice thing about the lakes is that no power toys are allowed on the lake. So most of the people have these sort of like a pontoon party boat, and they're battery operated. So they make no sound, no wake. There's no sea-doos. And I know, like, if you're into that kind of thing, that's great. But if you're really not, and you want just a peaceful, quiet little getaway, this is the perfect lake to go to. I got to try and did not fall from a stand-up paddleboard. It's something I've always wanted to try. And it was a lot easier than I thought it was going to be.
I like paddleboarding's fun. I like paddleboarding.
Yeah. And
especially when you're out there on a nice calm lake and it's just peaceful and
yes.
Yeah.
So there were no yarn stores anywhere near me that I could find. So I made no purchases. But I have a few things that came in the mail this week.
Okay.
Just a few.
Okay. Anyway, so I see everybody's in here and they're talking about, oh yeah, party pontoon boats. There were on the lake that we were staying on. There were some, no, actually it was relatively quiet. They do allow, there is powercraft allowed on it, but it was actually relatively quiet. And it's just so peaceful. Like we were in Halliburton and just, it was wonderful. And I still got up, like, I think the 2 mornings that we were at my friend's cottage, I was up outside on the deck knitting at 6:30 in the morning. And like the water was just like glass. It was just amazing.
I was not. The couple that we were with have a 3-year-old and a 1-year-old. So let me just tell you, there was this much knitting time this weekend. Although I think one evening by the fire, the boys were in bed and we still had some daylight. I did have my neck light with me. I could have knit outside, but when you're the only one knitting, it just somehow... We were busy. We were busy playing a lot of games and things like that. So there wasn't really too much time to do knitting. I had some time on the way there and some time on the way back. That was about it.
Yeah. Well, I was 6 hours away, so I had all that time too in the car.
Okay. So you had twice as much time in the car as me. We were about 3 hours away.
Yeah. And then after the 2 nights at my friend's cottage, my brother lives up there too. So we went and stayed at his place for a night. And then drove home the next day. So yeah, so it was a really nice weekend. But I just got home yesterday, and then Zoey came at 2:00 today. So
there are a couple of comments here about us being frozen or a blurry screen. Can we get some confirmation from anybody that it's okay? I don't know. They're doing construction in court right now.
Okay.
So I can't.
Okay, so anybody else, let us know if we're frozen or if the screen's okay. I'm not really sure that there's anything we can do about it. Okay, a lot of people are saying that it's good where they are, so it must be okay. Internet glitches in wherever.
All right.
So
yeah. So where should we start tonight?
How about with what we're wearing?
Okay.
Okay, you go first.
I am wearing my Sommer Canoes.
Yeah.
Is that how we say it?
Yes. Sommer Canoes. Yep.
Sommer Canoes. And I made this in Drops Bell. And I love it. I don't know what more I can say about it. It's the pattern was very fun to work on. It's like a huge sampler sweater. Every little section is just a different bit of stitches. If you can knit and purl, you can make this sweater. Yep. Super easy. And
it does. it lends itself to being able to put lifelines in if you're not that confident, because there's the purl bridges in between all of the different texture sections. So if you're not sure and you're worried, you could always put a lifeline at each point there, so that if you did make a mistake in a particular section, you can go back to the purl bridges and start over. So
also I think I've had, or I've read a couple of comments where a few viewers have said that although I didn't enjoy working with the yarn, I need to clarify that, because I loved working with this yarn. This was the Drop Spell. And I think what I was talking about was a linen blend, not this one. This is very, very soft, easy on the hands to work with. I did not even block this sweater. That's how, so I didn't even block it. And I'm still wearing it unblocked. It has held its shape. It has a gorgeous drape to it. I really like this color. It goes into our knit along, which we're going to talk about right after this.
Okay. There was just a comment from Kristen here who said that she did bell, but she found that it's itchy on her back. I don't know. I don't find that it is at all. I would maybe then, I don't know, some people suggest using like hair conditioner on a garment if you find that it's itchy, and that might help soften things up a bit more. But other than that, I'm not really sure what else you can do. Like I don't know if you'd want to put it in the dryer. Like I know sometimes if cotton stretches out a bit, you can throw it in, but you have to be really careful not to leave it in for too long, because if you leave it in too long, it's going to go shrink right up. But you might be able to try that just a little bit at a time, and that might help soften the fibers up a little more. So if you're feeling something itchy on it, I would say it would have to be the linen, not the cotton part of it.
I'm not sure. I mean, it has such a tiny bit of linen content. Yes. But I don't find it itchy at all.
No, I don't either. You're much more sensitive than I am.
I have sensitive. I was trying to think of a nice way to say that. I'm definitely the more sensitive skinned person between the two of us. And I've had this on since I made it. I just love it. I really like it. So. And what are you wearing?
I am wearing the Peep Show pullover, and this is a pullover by Morgan Woltersdorf. And I think I put a picture in here. Just let me find it so that I don't have to try and stand up and stand on my stool. So it is done in Full Moon Fibers. This is their Moon Rock Slub. I'm just going to find the banner here. So basically, it only took a little over one skein of the Moon Rock Slub, and then the little bit of trim, like where you've got the drop stitches around the neck, and they've got it around the bottom as well. That is like it in lace, just their 80-20 sock. So it's basically it's a fingering weight yarn, the slub, but like the fabric is so nice, so drapey. It feels like really nice light t-shirt on. So I would make another one of these. Like I really like it.
It's really pretty,
comfortable. I don't find it too warm. There's lots of things you could do with it, with this little bit of kind of contrast up at the top. Like even like if you did an all black one and put like white up here or something, like that would be.
I wonder what it would be like even if you added, like if you used a lace weight up there and put a strand of mohair.
Oh yeah, for sure.
In the drop stitches, that would be really pretty too.
That would be really pretty too. You could even, you could just use mohair and it would just give it like that kind of illusion look. But yeah, I think there's lots of things that you could do with it. It was a really super easy sweater to knit. It was just your round yoke, knit down, and then you can do the bottom as long as you want until you get to the little.
It's really pretty.
Again, it's got this trim at the bottom, which you can do or not do. You can leave it out if you don't want to have that. But yeah, it was a fun sweater to do. So, and I was looking, you saw my hair was still pretty long in that picture. So this one I only knit. I think I knit about exactly a year ago. So, but yeah, Becky, but I wore it then.
A few other people have made it as well. And Becky said that she finished hers and she wore it at her retreat. So yeah. Elizabeth.
So yeah, again, I think it's one of those pullovers that you could do it in a straight yarn. It doesn't have to be in the slub. Like you could even do it in like a fingering held with a mohair and then just put your mohair up here. It would be nice too.
Oh, that would be nice too. Yes.
Yeah. Yep. And I think you could almost make it like dressy if you wanted to. So anyway, yeah, it was a fun sweater to knit. Well, all sweaters are fun to knit. Who am I kidding? Knitting everything.
Well, that's not entirely true. Some
No,
sweaters
it's
are
not
a
entirely
slog,
true.
right? You get there and you're like, ugh.
Well, this didn't seem like it took forever once I got past the, like, you know, sometimes I'm so excited to get the yoke done, and then it gets to the plain knitting and I'm like, but I don't know, kind of like with the slub where you get that little bit of variation that makes it a little bit more
I
interesting.
think slub keeps things a little interesting.
Yeah.
Yes, for sure.
Yeah. So
I'm just reading Julia's comments here. I'm in on a conversation that I'm not part of. I'm peeping on a conversation that I'm not part of. She's talking about in Fergus, Ontario, she met Diana Gabaldon, and that is the author of the Outlander series.
Yeah.
And she said that she even met her husband, who Jamie is based on in looks and stature. Can you imagine? Can you imagine?
No. Can't imagine. Anyway.
All right, let's talk about, I was just reading something else there. Sorry. Okay. Let's talk about our make-alongs on Ravelry.
Okay. So right now we've got 2 make-alongs going on. The first one is that will be ending at the end of September is our Summer Hug make-along. So for that one, all you have to do is knit a garment, a shawl, a pair of socks, something that kind of hugs your body, and you make it and you use a fiber that contains at least 30% of what we consider a summer fiber. So summer fibers we consider silk, cotton, linen, hemp, tencel, bamboo, flax.
All the things.
All the summer things.
All the summer things. Yes.
So, right. So this is the knit along is running in Ravelry, but if you want to hashtag it and put it on Instagram so we can see it, we like that too. But the prizes will be drawn from the finished object thread in Ravelry. Mm-hmm. So if you have problems with Ravelry or can't use it and you want us to enter your project, you can just send it to me at knitsandpiecespodcast@gmail.com, and we'll put that up eventually here.
Yes. And I checked just before we came on here, there are 86 projects finished in there already. Yes.
And we still have like a month and a week to go.
Marianne says that she's got 3 in there already.
Way to go, Marianne.
Way to go, Marianne.
And I know Marianne, she did a summer canoes just like yours.
Yes. And I think it's the same color too.
It is, because she loved that color.
Yes. I love it. It's a really pretty color. All right. And then we have our sock make along, and we draw from that pool every month on the last day of the month. And so far there are 1,836 pairs of socks in there.
Wow.
And we are shooting for 2,022 pairs.
And we still have 4 months.
We still have 4 months. So keep adding. I think we'll be there before December, but anyway, keep adding, keep knitting, keep adding.
And so go ahead for the socks and the prizes. I'm just so excited about it.
I know. We're cutting each other off tonight. You can tell we haven't seen each other for a week, right? So now we're just like, blah, 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 blah. Anyway, we draw prizes from there at the end of each month. And so we do a pattern prize, which is donated by Natalie of Remembrances Pottery. And then we also do a sock yarn prize. And we are charging towards the end of the year where we will have a grand prize where we will draw all the way from the beginning of the year. And I still have it sitting here. It's so pretty. I like looking at it.
I know.
This was absolutely so generously donated from J. Hendry Design Co. and Full Moon Fibers. Sorry. Yes, Full Moon Fibers. Turn it the right way, Kelly. And this is called Birds in Paradise, and it matches this bag. And it's stunning. Absolutely stunning. And there's 2 minis in there. So this was donated by the lovely sisters, Allison and Jessica of Full Moon Fibers. And before I forget, this weekend in Barrie, if you're anywhere near Barrie, Ontario, there is a Fiber Fest. Do you remember the name of it?
I think it's Fiber Spirit.
Fiber Spirit. That sounds very familiar. And I know that Full Moon Fibers will be there. And I think Wool and Silk Co. are going to be there as well.
They will be.
And I'm not sure how many vendors they have, but it looks like lots. And if we hadn't traveled so much in the last 2 weeks,
In the last 3
and
weekends.
Barry wasn't so far away, we would likely be there, but we will not be there. But please go, please support all of the people that make the fiber, spin the fiber, dye the fiber, grow the fiber, and get it into your hands to knit all the things. So, all right.
So going back to the socks, the sock make along and the summer hug, if you do have a problem with Ravelry, I'm just going to pop up our not Instagram, our Gmail here. So if you just message us through that, send a picture of your finished object, and we'll make sure that it gets into the proper thread for you. So, and if anybody else looking at the thread sees there's threads in there that I'm posting, the only things that I'm posting are finished object pictures that people have sent to me to enter into the knit-alongs. Okay. So there's our knits and pieces podcast at gmail.com, and we'll get those in there.
Victoria says that she just found the Knits and Pieces group on Ravelry, but where is the summer hug make along? It's one of the threads that is in there. Yeah. And actually, I think it may have been the second or third thread in there.
Yeah, they should be. All the ones that are current are at the top of the discussion board.
Mm-hmm.
So again, if you have trouble again, maybe next week, I don't have it set up now, but maybe next week I'll pop Ravelry in there and I'll show people.
Okay.
We'll do a little thing like that next week. So.
Oh, Kathy is headed to Barrie. She said the tickets are bought and the car is loaded. She's going from Coburg. Oh, have fun. I would love to go. I really would. I
would love to go to all of them, but it's just hard when they're a little farther away. And I mean,
we've been on the run since Chicago. And
well, I have Zoey till Friday.
Yeah.
And then I'm hoping actually for a little bit of a quiet weekend, because then the next weekend is my son's wedding.
That's right. That's right. And I've got some company coming in September as well. So it's a busy few weeks, but that's okay. That's okay.
Yeah, it's good. It's good busy, but it's just hard to fit everything in.
Coming up in September. Oh, there's the yawn. The first one, and now it's going to be on my mind. Sorry. September 10th is the festival in Kitchener. So I'm pretty sure we're going to be at that one. Right? I'm going to be at that one.
If I have any money left.
I'll have to talk to Ross about that. Please let Noelle come.
Yeah, Kelly said she'd stop me from buying anything. I'm like, try.
I will take you.
Try.
We'll go to the festival, but I won't let you buy anything. Yeah, I'd have great luck at that, because we just want to go and look at the things. We don't want to buy. We just want to.
I just want to see. No, I really do want to see all the people.
I do. I want to see all the people. So. You know what? It was just like the floodgate opened when we went to Chicago.
Montreal, like just getting back into going to things.
Yes. But I mean, Montreal was a big event, and then we had a break. But like since Chicago, now I just want to see all
Chicago,
the people.
It's been, yeah. So, okay. Yes. So, did you finish anything?
I did. Just 1 second. I have to mark that down. I did. I finally finished something. It's not a big thing, but I finished. I finished socks. These are the wrong way. There we go. I finished socks. I finished a pair. There are two.
Yeah, they look good. Good.
And these are the socks that have been living in my car for quite a while. And I didn't have very much left to do on them. But this is from Rose Hill Yarns. Yeah. And it was called Sunday Afternoon. And I bought these colors. This also came paired with a rose colored yarn, which would be similar to one of these roses that are in here. And so I bought a set for myself, and I bought a set for Noelle. Of course, Noelle finished hers right away, and mine are coming in way at the end, but that's okay. It doesn't matter.
Yeah,
they're done. And you know what? This time, I don't remember what I did last time with the Rose Hill. If I actually did cuff, heels, and toes in the color, because here's the thing. This is what I had left from my variegated ball. There we go. Okay. I haven't weighed anything yet, but I usually do about 7 inches here. And this will fit. I'm a lady's 8 to an 8.5. Okay. But I had this much left from the contrast color. So I guess what I wanted to say there is because these kits come in 50 grams and 20 grams. So if you think that that wouldn't be enough to make a pair of socks, I want to assure you that it is. But if you did need a little bit more yarn, you could easily get cuffs out of your contrast as well. And then that would give you an extra inch or so for the foot if you needed it. So that's kind of my jam. This whole business of the 50-gram sock kit with the contrast. That's sort of where I'm living in sock world right now, because I always feel guilty about having so much of a skein left that I feel obligated to then turn around and make the shorties and not keep larger balls. If it's like a little ball like this, a few grams, I don't mind having leftovers. I keep them back there. But, you know, when I have a big amount of a skein left, I feel obligated to use that. And then I have to knit, 2 pairs. So the 50 gram, 20 gram is, it's perfect. Perfect. And this is a pattern. I didn't follow a pattern, but it suspiciously looks like socks on a plane. I realize that because everybody said, oh, you're making socks on a plane. I've never knit that pattern. This is it's just a basic sock pattern, 60 stitches with a cable and an afterthought heel. There we go. So that's what I finished. What did you finish?
Well, I finished these socks. These are also Rose Hill yarns.
They are.
So these are the corked colorway. And so I did my heels and my toes with the contrast, but I also did my cast on and 1 row of the starting rib with the contrast. Now I had 7 grams left of both the main color and the contrast. So
it does look like your sock is shorter. Is it? What did you say you had?
I don't measure it, but I have 60 rows after the rib. I've got 15 rows of ribbing, 60 rows here.
Okay.
And then my foot is shorter than yours.
Well, yes.
Obviously,
yes, it is.
because I only wear a size 6. So
yes,
my foot is shorter, but I have enough left to probably do like a little striped pair of baby socks. And that's still just out of the 50 grams for the main and 20 grams for the contrast. So these took basically 56 grams of sock yarn. And I mean, that's for me anyways, that's a full length sock. Like that's not a shorty sock.
Right. Yeah.
So, and again, I did I just put a little pattern in here. We were talking about this last time, whether it was the herringbone or wishbone cable.
Horseshoe.
Same thing, horseshoe cable,
Horseshoe.
Just something in there to helps you count your rows better, because I prefer to count rows than measure. So I always want to know where I am. So I find if I've got a 4 or 5 stitch pattern repeat, it makes it a lot easier to count the rows.
Yes.
So those are done.
Sharon said that they match your sweater or jumper very well. They do. They're really pretty.
I tend to buy, well, you did actually, Kelly got me this. This is the cork yarn that we got from Rose Hill.
Yes.
When we were all going on the cork raft, we all want to have matching socks on too.
Yes, we all needed to have cork socks. Yes, of course. So, I haven't knit mine yet.
And then I have another finished object. This is my little.
That is so darn cute.
This is the Fingering Entrechat by Lisa Shemery. And I actually have a picture because that is blowing out again, isn't it?
There you go.
So there's the picture. And I had a little kitten button. And I'm just going to pull up the name of it here. So it's the Fingering Entrechat by Lisa Shemery. She's frogging at Knit Things. She does amazing baby patterns. So this is the size 3 to 6 months. And it basically took, I think it was 31 grams of the Calborn Woolens Perennial in the neon pink color.
So now you have to get the picture with you and Penelope both wearing your sweaters.
Yeah, for sure.
So pretty.
And it knit up so fast. And we saw Stacy from Pink and Ink.
Yes.
Right? She knit one and hers is adorable. And it's also like in a bright pink. So
yes,
I think it's such a great color for babies. It's so nice and bright and cheerful, and and it's got the cutest little back. It's like a little peplum. So the construction is kind of like you're knitting it like around here. So it really knits up really easily. There's hardly anything to sew in at the end of it. And like this one here, this pattern actually goes up to size 8. So I'm actually thinking of making those for the other little girls too. if I had enough time before the wedding, they have white dresses for the wedding and the bridesmaids are in navy blue. If I had enough time, I'd make 3 navy blue ones in case it's cool for them to put on over their little white dresses. But it's a week and a half away. I'm not going to do that to myself. I'm not going to do that.
Oh, come on. Why not?
Nope.
Sarah says that she's using up a bunch of sock yarn leftovers, and we saw these. She's making the Marled Mania leggings.
Yeah, that's awesome. I think she
commitment.
made a pair. She made a pair.
She's already made a pair. Yes, that is commitment. That's a really long pair of socks. I feel like, they just go on forever, but she's doing really well on them. I saw she uploaded a picture within the last couple of days, and she's flying along on them.
Yeah.
Flying.
So Rachel says, I have time. Okay, Rachel, how about you knit 2 of them and I'll knit 1?
Yeah, we'll see how that goes, right?
Rachel's my daughter-in-law who has 2 of the little girls that would be wearing the little, I guess it's almost like a little bolero, but it is cute. Like I said, I would like one of those in my size. It would be cute over a sundress.
It would be really cute. Mm-hmm. And sometimes you just need a little something around your shoulders. For instance, everywhere in Ontario that you go into in the summer is so freezing cold.
Yeah.
You need something over your shoulders if you have a sundress on. Absolutely.
Yeah. It would be good for the girls too to have that navy blue over their white dress to protect it from supper.
Okay, maybe that's why I need one, because I could use a little help in that direction too.
I'm going to have to knit a coffee colored one.
Yes. No, a wine colored one.
A wine colored one.
Yes.
Well, 2. A morning one that's coffee colored and an evening one that's wine colored.
Sharon says I could use my leftovers to make a reverse pair of matching socks for Miles. I could. Yeah. And actually, I'm doing that with another pair of socks that are for, oh my gosh, so sorry. Another pair of socks that are for Kendall. And they're a matching pair of socks. And I didn't quite use, they got long enough and I didn't need to go any longer. So I have a little bit left over and I'm going to make some socks for Miles so that they can wear them together at the same time. Yeah.
Oh, someone wants to know if I got a haircut. No, it's all here. It's just pinched up at the top, tied so that it's not in my face. Okay, so talking about socks, when you're talking about having lots of leftovers and then having to go on and knit something else. So recently I picked up a couple of balls of the Estelle Crazy Socks that now comes in 1 skein as opposed to in 2 skeins. They used to come in 2 matching skeins so that you could do 2 socks. Well, again, I just showed you the 1 socks that I finished and they took 56 grams. So
right.
2 50-gram balls per socks is going to make a super long sock.
That's actually the ones I was talking about, the socks that I made for Kendall. Yeah. And I don't have it near me, but sorry.
So now they come like this. Like this is one that I just got. And this is Sock Twins. And they actually come out with a new one now and it's called Crazy Ball. So here's the Crazy Ball. So this color is called Inkjet. And so I've already started the sock. And it's fading up. Okay, so I decided to try something different. So I did a Turkish cast on for my toe, and then I did a rounded toe.
Yes.
And then I did half the sock in rib and half the sock in stocking stitch.
Yes.
And I saw this when I was watching Full Moon Fibers. They had just had a sample knit out of one of their minis, and their mom had done it, and she did the whole sock with just rib on the front and the stocking stitch on the back and didn't put a heel in. So I have not put a heel in.
What?
This is just, no, there's no heel there.
Is it going to hold the shape?
Well, I've tried it on and it's good. But what I did was once I got to the top of where my heel would be, then I did 30 rows of knit 2, purl 2, rib to cinch the sock in around my ankle.
Okay.
And now what I'm going to do, I'm going back to stocking stitch, and every 20 rows, I'm going to increase.
Okay. Okay.
And then it should be a good sock that I can slouch down wearing with boots. And there's no heel. It's going to use the whole skein. So I'll see how it feels when I get it on. But so far it feels fine. Like I put it on.
I'm intrigued.
Where it comes up to here, comes right to the top of, or to the bottom of my ankle. And then I did the rib to kind of, you know how your ankles, it can get kind of baggy.
Mm-hmm.
So I just did the rib around there. And now that I'm up past my ankle, I'm just going to finish it with stocking stitch. Kind of like how we did the Shirley Bryan socks.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. And I like the look of the rib on the foot. And the rib on the foot gives a really nice fit to your foot. So I'll I'll have to report back on that and see how it works out. But I just decided to try it and see what would happen. But I'm really liking how this yarn's knitting up.
Well, I've been working on,
so
I don't know if I can get it onto a sock blocker because I have it on a 9-inch needle. So I don't know. Let me try. This is a little interesting too, this construction, because it doesn't have, it has a heel flap and gusset, but it doesn't have, like normally in that heel flap, you have like a knit one, purl one, or slip one type of.
Yep.
This one is all straight knitting. So I hope I don't lose these stitches. I'll be bummed out if I lose these stitches. Can I do this? I can do this. It's tight. Tight. Ah, I'm so close. This is the, do I still have a picture in there? No, I don't think so. The margarita socks. So I don't know. Like I made the size medium, but I feel like this is a little big. But to see how this is just knit, right? Like it's not.
Yep. So it doesn't cinch it in like when you do the knit one, purl one, or the knit one, slip one.
I'm also, I don't think it's a problem with the pattern at all. But what I am doing is I'm using the little Katia United socks. And this doesn't look like thick sock yarn, but when I'm knitting with it, it's a little thick.
Yeah.
So I made the size medium. And I'm concerned that this is going to be a little bit too big for me right here. I haven't tried them on yet. I should try them on. So they're just a short sock. But if they are a little bit too big for me, I'm just going to finish them anyway because I have somebody in mind that I think they would fit really well. So I'm going to finish them anyway, but they're pretty.
Yep.
They're really pretty.
Yep.
Okay.
Well, there was some comments here about people that don't like to do heels. So if this works and it feels good, this will be a good way to do one without heels. And I think this would be perfect to do for kids' socks because I think they would fit a little bit longer. Then because if you put a heel in, you're kind of stuck to where that heel is in the length of their foot. And if their foot gets any longer and the heel's not at the right place, it's uncomfortable. So I think I'm going to try some of the kids' socks like that too.
So I know. Okay, so now people are talking about the magic heel sock. And I know that there's no
there's no heel. There's just a section of it that's like ribbed.
Yes.
But
and
only on
I
the
know
back.
that quite a few people like them, but I always think it's not going to work. I don't know, but I know people who've made them and they like them. So I don't know. Maybe I should just try it.
Well, I just thought I like the idea of the rib around my ankle. Just
keep
it in place.
Keep things in place. Absolutely.
Yeah. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. So.
Okay. Well, I'm looking forward to how this little experiment plays out for you. And Beth just joined. Hi, Beth.
Hi, Beth. So, okay. So what are you working on?
Well, that
you just showed your socks. Yes. Your
socks. I can't, there's no point to show it. I'm at the very bottom of the yoke now of the Qatar tee, hoping to split for sleeves soon. I'm not going to lie. It's lace. And you know what? It's taking me, I think I mentioned to you today, I think there's about 300 stitches all the way around this yoke. And it's actually taking me about a half an hour to do a row, which is kind of a long time in lace. So given that on most days I get an hour to an hour and a half to knit, that's not a lot of progress. And there are 64 rows.
Is there a rest row? Is it a lace row and then a rest row?
No, it is 64 rows of lace. And she said that she so it's a Sari Nordland pattern. And she said that she actually was either inspired by the lace or got the lace from one of those Japanese lace
Oh, the
pattern
stitch
books.
dictionaries, yeah.
And they're very involved. And I'm loving it. I mean, okay, I've talked enough about it. I might as well just show it at this point. I really like it. It's I'm having fun making it. But my goodness, I feel like this is the never-ending yoke. But I have, I think, 8 rows left. So, and it's all bunched up. I have it on a 24-inch needle, so that's actually pretty tight for the lace. But I mean, it's really pretty.
It is pretty. It's very pretty.
It's really pretty. And it's got these neat little like smocking stitches in there too.
So how much more of the yoke is there?
I think there's 8 more rows that I have to do. I mean, it doesn't seem like it's very big yet, but I mean, that does come down kind of bust level, right? So Beth says it's so worth it. Persevere.
That's right.
I know. It's definitely worth it, Beth. I'm hanging in there. I haven't lost interest in it. It's just that
the time.
It's taken me a long time. And I feel like I knit, my whole evening of my hour and a half of knitting, and I've got nothing to show for it. Like I'm thinking I feel like I'm the slowest knitter ever, but it's really detailed, and I cannot wait to see what this is going to look like blocked out.
Yeah.
I'm like super excited. So that's where I am. So that's what I've been working on. And I haven't picked up the cowl again. I haven't had, that's not true. I did. I picked up, but I mean, there's nothing really to show. I think I did a couple more inches on that. So I go through seasons with my knitting. So recently I had that season of cast on itis. I was casting on things left, right, and center, like 4 projects over a weekend. I was just casting on all the things. And now I'm sort of in that season of I've got way too many things on the go. I'm not making progress. I'm not finished anything. So now it's time to like settle in and finish off some things. So I got, the socks out of the car. I'm really close on the short socks. I'm close to being done that lace on that. And then once I'm done the lace, then it's just straight knitting.
Stocking stitch.
Yeah. And so then it becomes, under the bridge knitting on Saturdays,
well, that's right?
It's
and then
just really
plus
super
once you
easy.
get past the yoke, your stitch count decreases dramatically. So it's
yes, dramatically.
The
so then I can, then I feel like I'm really going to make some ground on that. Yeah.
So,
and what about you?
Okay. So I've almost got this one to the point where I have to try it on to see as far as length. So this is my Cascada tee by, I don't remember, but I do have it in here somewhere. Where is it? There we go. The Cascada tee by Felipa Canero. And it's a free pattern, but the pattern only has the lace panel going down one side. So I've adjusted it so that the lace panel goes down both sides. And I did actually get a couple of inches on it done on the weekend, but it is at the point now where I want to try it on and just see how much longer, because I'm not sure how long I want it. I have to try it on to look at it. So I will do that, but I'm working on the sweater for Leo and Roxy. So it's kind of taken priority. So I have to get it done first. So I'll show you that one. And the one that I'm doing for Leo and Roxy is the City Limits. Where is it here? City Limits by Tanis Lavely. Maybe I didn't put it in there. Okay, anyway. So I've almost got it to the point where I can split for the yoke and the sleeves. So let me hold it up here. And I'll show you obviously I've got a lot of stitches, so I can't spread it out, but there's the front of it. So it's basically all in neutrals.
I like it. It's very pretty.
So it goes from the white, almost it's going to end up at the black. So I was working on it, and I did a couple of little swatches because we weren't quite sure of the color order of things.
Okay.
So I did a little swatch.
You swatched?
I actually did.
Whoa, you swatched.
The 2 possible color orders. So you can see on the one that says 1 on it, it started off, went to the marled, and then went back to a darker gray, and then went into the black. So it kind of looks a little bit disjointed because you've got that really marled section and then it goes plain again. Whereas the one that's got the number 2 at the top, which is what we're going with, like it kind of goes from the lighter gray into the medium and then into the marled and then to the dark with the black. And then what that looks like on the back side, because this is a sweater that the reverse stocking stitch side is actually the right side of the sweater. So on the marled side with that, it'll kind of give you that look.
Very nice. I like that.
So,
I like it a lot.
yeah, very, very neutral. So it is the Leo and Roxy Basics. So it's basically the white, the silver streak, pencil point, the marled, and then the, I don't know what the black's called. I think the white's not quite white, but I'm not sure what the black's called. But the black is black. It's like I shouldn't say
Very
that.
nice. Very nice.
It's
Yes.
not dark like inkjet black. Like it's kind of got a softness to it, but it is definitely dark in comparison with the other colors. So
Very nice.
yeah, so I've only got a few more rows to go before I split for the sleeves for that. And then again, once I get to that, it seems like the rest of it goes a lot faster. Because when you're going across the yoke, you've got so many stitches on the needle.
Yeah, you've got all of this going on, right? So,
Yeah.
and then I see you've got your Queen Sandy bag.
Yes, I do. There, I'm going to stick that up because Debbie put the name in there. It's City Limits by Tanis Lavely. And
Okay.
I know I had that in there, but I can't find it. So, but anyway.
Okay. I just wanted to remind people that if they saw the episode, or if you haven't seen the episode that we did all about Chicago,
Yes, there's my.
Sandy had made us these absolutely beautiful bags. And these are big, big project tote bags too. And we have given you an opportunity to win one of your very own on that last podcast. So make sure you check that out so you can find out how to get in on that too.
Well, yeah, because this is like, I have still got tons of room in this bag, and I have like 5 skeins of fingering, 2 skeins of mohair. So it will fit a lot of yarn.
I'm laughing at Irene. She says she's watched it twice. Oh, Irene. Oh gosh. So you know what I watched the other day? I watched the episode with Irene and Joyce with Christy Glass. And it just made me miss you guys again a lot. You need to be closer. Yeah.
Yes.
As how she says she may go back for a third look. Yeah, I know. We had so much fun. Like, I know we just keep talking about it, but seriously, like, it was the best. And I feel like the people that we met, we've known them forever. And it was really hard to leave them. Really super hard to leave them.
And we got a surprise in the mail this week.
Oh, we did. So because the people in Chicago were so sweet.
So we had spoken before that we went to Elgin Knitworks all 3 days that we were there. So anyway, Elgin Knitworks is run by Betsy and her mom, Linda. And we had an amazing time talking to them, getting to know them.
And it is the most awesome little local yarn store ever. Yeah. It's like, it had everything that you want your neighborhood yarn store to have. Yeah. And it was amazing.
Yeah. So we got this little note that said, Noelle and Kelly, just a little token of our appreciation. We so enjoyed meeting you, and we are looking forward to many more meetings. Love, Betsy and Linda. And then it was a little PS that said Betsy had to dig to find those tools. They perhaps are probably the last 2 left. So we each got a little package like this.
I unwrapped mine.
I unwrapped mine, but I wrapped it back up.
So this is what it looks like unwrapped. It's funny that our fabrics tonight match what we're wearing even.
Yeah. And then there's a little stitch marker there. Really cute little stitch marker with like the clock on it with the cogs on it.
It's like the steampunk theme, right?
Yeah.
Yes, it's very cute.
Okay, and then we got these little tools. So this is the cord key. So it's insert the cord key fully into the hole provided in the cord to prevent damaging the tool. So this is when you look around and you can't find that little tool that you need for tightening up your needles because it's like just a little piece of silver. Well, now these have Did you say it was handcrafted in?
They're hand turned.
Yes. So it's
Hand-turned.
like, and look, mine's pink.
And mine's purple and blue. I swear. It's just like, and even this, like, look, purple and blue.
Yeah.
And yours was pinky colors to match.
Well, but I have dragonflies.
Yes.
Yes. And anyways,
And then there was more.
These little bowls that are perfect for keeping your stitch markers. And actually I think I might just set my little tool in there and have it sitting beside you with everything that you need that is never seems to be in the place that you want. So, and these are just little pottery. I do believe, I think the thing was there with it. It came from the little tea shop that was right beside their store.
Yes. And we went in there.
And clay. Yep.
Yes. And I got some little pinch pots from there as well.
Yes.
But I love this one. And Irene is saying that Betsy's husband makes these little tools.
Oh, wow.
They're so pretty. I mean, just look at how beautiful they are.
Yeah.
This is a treasure. This is a real treasure. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you, Betsy.
So generous, so
and
kind.
Linda. And if you ever are near Elgin, it's well worth your time to go and have a little stop in the store. They have amazing things in there. I swear, every single time I went in, I found something else.
We found something new. It's like there was little elves in there stocking that store every night after we left.
Here she is going to look at this.
Yes. So we will put a link to Betsy
we'll have
and
a
Linda's
link to their shop. Yep.
Underneath this in the show notes.
Yep.
Along with the time code thing that I've been recording. And I know that they ship as well. So if there's something that you need help with and you're not local to there, then they will make sure that you can get that.
Yeah.
So thank you so much.
Yeah, it was nice.
Debbie says she wants to order one. I know. We didn't see those there that day.
No, we didn't. And like she said, those might be the only two, but you never know if her husband makes them and there's a lot of interest. Maybe he can make some more.
Yep, absolutely. Absolutely. So,
yeah.
Okay.
I have one more thing that I just started.
Okay.
And this is, everybody's making this. So this is the Sophie scarf by Petite Knit. And where is I have a picture.
Is that the little tie one?
Yes. Yes. Oh, yeah. I know. Isn't it like just so cute?
Okay. Just a moment before you.
So there's a picture of it.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's DK weight yarn. I just thought it was so cute. And I just happened to have this skein of 100% silk. This is Debbie Bliss Pure Silk that I have had for 25 years. I think I did a sweater. And it is. So I started that, and it's just, and it feels amazing. And the pattern's so easy, and I just love the look of the little scarf. And it's just like that little extra accessory, like if you had on just like,
yes,
like a white button-up shirt or whatever, just to have in there at the neck. But I see lots of people are making these. It only takes, I think it was between 125 and 140 yards of yarn. There's 2 sizes in it. And I've wanted to make one since I first saw the pattern. And I just thought, somehow I remembered about this yarn and thought it would be perfect for it. Sharon said that she has made 2 of those and she loves them. Yeah. Yeah. So I can see making more, and it would be the perfect pattern, or the perfect pattern to use up. Like, say you just wanted to treat yourself and go get like a 50-gram ball of cashmere. Or, like 50 grams of silk, or just, like a luxury fiber. You're only making a little thing with it. You don't need that much. And then you can come up with have a really nice little scarf to wear from it. So, Barb was asking to go back. What was this little tool called? And it's actually called a cord key. So, and they also have an email address on the back of this, and I'll make sure that or Noelle will make sure that she puts that in the show notes as well. Yep. Now, a few people are saying that they've been on a waiting list for these tools and that they sell out as soon as they get them. But I am like ridiculously excited to be the owner of one. I didn't even know they existed. So I know it's perfect, because I am always looking for that thing to tighten up the needles. Absolutely. And right now I have it sitting in with all my pins and things, and it's hard to find because it's the same color as everything. Yeah. Sometimes I just leave like a large ball head pin
sitting in my little, like the table where I knit, just so I can do that instead of, because every needle case you have or every cord case you have, there's that tiny little plastic bag that you have to fiddle with to get the little key out. And this is like so much better. So much better. I'm super excited for it. Okay.
Okay. I guess, did you buy anything? You said you got some things in the mail.
Yes. Well, Mary just prompted me. She said, did Kelly's Mindful Needles? They did.
Did they?
They did. And I just wanted to show it off because it's so beautiful. I'm glad. Okay. So I had talked about how I went back and forth between getting a set of these or getting the Chagoo set. And I have the red and the blue minis for the Chagoo, and I really like them. But this is so gosh darn pretty. And then while we were at Elgin Knitworks, I needed needles, if you can imagine, to cast on one of the 4 things that I cast on. So I bought from Betsy the Mindful needles, and that's what I'm knitting on with the Qatar tee. And they have their own cables, which I'll talk about in a minute, but they also interchange to Knitter's Pride cables. And I have a lot of the Knitter's Pride cables. So if I had bought the 5-inch Chagoos, I would have to start buying more cables, right? And I thought, they're so pretty, I'm just going to go for it. And I really like knitting with them. So I bought this set. I bought the 5-inch set. Comes in this beautiful little folio inside this little bag. So this is a perfect sock project bag now, easily for socks. And I'll just show this if people haven't had a chance to see it. It has, even the zipper has a beautiful lotus stitch marker. And inside, there's this other beautiful bag. And I love the color turquoise. So And so then it has all of the needles. And as I mentioned, these are the 5-inch set. So they go from a 3 to a 5. You have seven tips in there. And then in this little pouch, I love little pouches, are all of the goodies. And the goodies include for sizing your needles. And then there's in millimeters and also the US sizes. And then the cords. So there are fixed cords as well as swivel cords. And the swivel cords are kind of interesting. So what that means is that this tip is spinning and the cord stays stationary. So sometimes when you're starting a project on the cords, you'll get a little bit of, like stiffness or looping. And this swivel is supposed to avoid that. The other interesting thing that I want to mention about the cords, they're still attached here. Hang on one second. There, is that I don't know how useful this will be, but I'm sure someday, somewhere, this is going to come in handy. If you can see the little white dots.
Yeah.
So they are marked every inch. And the cords are really flexible. They are the wire cords inside. But again, the regular Knitter's Pride plastic cords work as well. But these are really beautiful.
But the markings, you could even, like, as you're knitting, make sure that you're staying on gauge. It would be easy to put your stitches out there to measure them.
So they are really thought out well. And something else that I didn't mention, because the needles are mindful. On the, every needle has a word. And so, for instance, it says explore, imagine, breathe, create, dream, rejoice, and exhale. So just some mindful words. The one thing that I do find about the Chagoos is the way the wording is, because I often knit underneath an LED light, I cannot see the etchings on the needle. It's really hard. These ones are marked in black.
Oh, for the sizes?
I can see them under LED lights. So then inside of this pouch is another little zipper, and there's a few other goodies in here.
I watered Papa's plant for him.
Okay.
Oh, very nice. Okay, I'm almost at the end here.
This one says?
I can't talk because I'm still on here. Okay, how about you go?
Gosh, there's a lot. I got these just as I was heading up to the cottage, and I haven't even really had a chance to look at them. But there's a couple of darning needles in there. There are some, I'm assuming these are stitch markers, but golly, these are big ones. These are really big stitch markers. And then they have all sizes though, medium, small. They also have the little, these type of stitch markers with the, where you just loop them through. And then they also have some locking stitch markers, all in the teal color to match. And then there's this tiny little pouch, and inside of here are all of your cord keys and everything else. But the one thing that they have that I thought, and this might have been the hook for me, not that it should have been, but look at their needle stoppers. You see them? They're like a button.
Oh, okay.
Aren't they pretty? They're just really, really, really pretty. And then this is their tool for your, for changing your cords. And they have extenders. So there's a lot of goodies in there. All right. Where did I order them from? I ordered them from a store in Canada, and I just Googled them to find who had them. There's not a lot of places that had them, or if they did sell them, a lot of places were sort of sold out. So I found those at a store called Artisanthropy. And I'm sure, I think I might be saying that wrong, but I don't know how else I would say it. And they arrived within a few days, and it was free shipping over $125. That kit, I can disclose, was $145, I believe. I think that's what it was. And
yeah,
then
they do have bigger kits too. I think they do.
They do. They have
size.
Like the full size kit if you want everything. But this, since I already have the minis, this was the kit that I thought was going to be the best for me. Okay.
And I find it's rare that I use over a 5mm needle.
Me as well, because by the time I get to larger needles, I'm kind of complaining about the project, how it's sort of tiring my hands. But she also has a yarn sale going on, of course. So I just grabbed a couple of skeins of this, and this is the Heritage Peruvian.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that came off. Hang on a second here. What the heck is it called? Peruvian Heritage Silk Peruvian Tones, and it is 85% merino wool but 15% silk. So it's got this like really pretty drape to it. And of course I got 2 skeins, so I'm thinking this would look really nice with Miles' beautiful blue eyes, and this is probably headed to a little cardigan or something for him this fall. So yeah, and these were on sale for a ridiculously good price. All right. Okay. That was that.
Well, I stopped at a couple of yarn stores on my little mini yarn weekend. So the first one that we went to was Wool and Silk, and we have shown pictures on here of Wool and Silk before, but that's in Shelburne, and it's Diane that owns it. So when I went in there, they were actually busy unpacking all sorts of new stuff that they had gotten in for the coming season. But we were on our way at that point, and I didn't really have tons of time. So I totally forgot about taking pictures. So I didn't get any pictures there, but I did get some yarn. So the first thing I bought was that sock yarn that I showed you that I'm doing that sock out of, that crazy twin. So I got that. But then I also got...
Well, wait. And is that where you got this too?
No, I had gotten that in Thunder Bay.
Oh, okay.
So, because I showed that last week.
That's right, you did. Well, okay, I'll show it this week. This is what Noelle gifted me. And this is a sock twin as well from Estelle. But as she mentioned, they now do this in one ball as opposed to the way they used to do it. I had 2 balls before hanging off these little things, right? And now it's 1 ball. So inside of this, there's a purple in here too. There's a purple and another blue. So I'm anxious to see what this one's going to look like. And I'm making these ones for me. These ones aren't going to be gifted away. Okay, so in Wool and Silk, sitting like near the front of the store, was this Queensland Collection Kathmandu fingering. So I've seen that. Yes, it is a 85% wool, 10% silk, 5% cashmere. So gorgeous. It's a non-super wash. It's kind of a little bit tweedy. Mhm.
And this color is called Oyster Shell. It's kind of like a taupey, slightly pinkish, like it's not pink, but it's got like a pink undertone. So I got 3 skeins of that. It is, it says fingering, but it feels like it's a woolen spun. So it feels like it's fairly generous. So there's 425 yards. So I got 3 of those.
1 second. Hold that thought. Irene's got to go. She's running for Taco Tuesday. Tommy brought home steak tacos from the Lucky Monk. That restaurant, that elote corn. I can't stop thinking about that corn that we had there. And I've tried to duplicate it at home unsuccessfully, but I'm getting there. I'm close. Okay, carry on. Back to that.
Okay. So anyway, so I got enough of that to either do a pullover or a cardigan. I haven't decided which. Okay. So then we went to the yarn store in Creemore, which was called the Creemore Quilt and Yarn Shop because it had all quilting supplies and fabrics and everything else in there. So it was just kind of a little shop. They didn't have a ton of yarn, but I found this one, and this is a Universal Yarns one, and this is Wool Pop, and this is 50% bamboo, 35% superwash wool, and 15% polyamide. So I think that's going to be a cardigan for Penelope because she looks really good in that color. The bamboo is so soft and so nice for a baby, and the superwash, like it'll be easy care. And 1 skein of DK is enough to make like about a 6 to 9 month size of a baby sweater. Mm-hmm. So I got that in there. And then on the second day after we left Creemore and we headed to Halliburton, there's a yarn shop in Halliburton. And I've been to it before. But I know that Jan, who owns it, I know that she kind of watches the podcast and follows along. So she recognized me as soon as I went in. So we had a good talk about yarn and knitting, and I took some pictures. I did remember to take some pictures in there. So I've got some pictures in the store here. So first of all, I've got a picture of Jan and I with her nice wall of yarn in the background.
Oh, very nice.
And this yarn shop, it was like perfect for me because she's got.
Oh, look at that cabinet.
Yes, isn't that gorgeous? I love that cabinet.
Wow.
So I took a picture of that, and she's got all different fleeces.
Oh,
so
it's
she's
so
got
pretty.
all the fleece for spinning, and she also weaves. So this is an example of some of her weaving, and some of the weaving she actually sells in the store.
It's so pretty.
And she's got this, the bottom one here is a woven kind of like poncho.
Yes.
And then the top one is a Stephen West shawl.
Yes.
And she also has samples done. I mean, it's so nice to go into a yarn store and see so many samples made up because it's just
so
nice. Inspirational. And so she had so many nice things in there. So in there, when I went in, what I really had wanted to look at, and I knew because she does have an online site, and these stores are all online, so I have linked them all in the show notes for this episode. Okay. But first of all, I did get some fleece.
Oh.
So this is Sweet Georgia.
Okay, so it's Targhee. Will it be really bouncy?
See, the one that you're thinking of, the really bouncy, I don't know if it'll be like that because I probably won't spin it that tight.
Okay.
Because it's got to do with both the sheep breed and how it's spun.
Okay.
So yes, this is Targhee, and this color is called Storm Chaser.
Oh my gosh, that's gorgeous.
So I really like that. And then she had this is the Opus. Oh, I guess I should take the picture down, then you can see what I'm actually showing. There we go. Maybe you didn't see this. Okay, here's the fleece in case you didn't see it.
Yes, we could see that. We could see it. Yes.
The so then this is the Opus by Walcott Yarns. So this is 70% Argentinian merino, 30% baby alpaca, 100% awesome. And I got those 2 colors to go together.
Oh, I like.
So this color is called Golden Rod, and this color is called Summer Storm. So I got 3 of these and 1 of these. Okay. So then she was so nice. She said, well, I want you to pick something to give away on the podcast.
Oh.
So I'm like, well, I said, how about you just pick something for me?
Yeah.
She goes, no, pick whatever. So I was looking, I thought, okay, well, socks is always good because it's easy for us to ship, and we have the sock cow going all the time. So I picked this one up. And this is the mohair silk sock
Oh my
by Sweet
goodness.
Georgia. So this is,
I didn't know that base even existed.
yeah, 50% superwash merino, 15% silk, 15% mohair, and 20% nylon. So you could make socks with this, but this would make an amazing drapey shawl.
Yes.
So
That
this
is
color,
absolutely beautiful.
this color is called Magician. And so when I picked it up, then I also saw this one. So this is the same, but this is called Rose Days. So I picked this one up and I thought, okay, and she gave me this one to give away. So I was just going to buy this one. And then she just goes, oh, just take it. So she gave it to me. So that was so nice. Thank you so much, Jan. It was so nice meeting you and talking to you. And like, that is going to be an amazing prize for.
Absolutely.
Like it just the drape in this. I did not know that this yarn existed either.
I didn't
like
know
in this blend. Like
I think you should split that one in half and we can make shorty socks each.
We'll see. We might.
We'll see.
We'll see. There's enough to, but I don't know if I'd use that for socks. But it would make really amazing, those little ascots.
Yeah, it would. It would be beautiful.
So
yeah.
So we might have to do that.
I just think it would be fun to try it.
You could take it and hold it with a skate because the ascot is DK. You could take that and hold it with a strand of mohair.
Oh my goodness, that
would
be
make
beautiful.
Like an unbelievable.
So Isabel has Magician in Flax and Silk by Sweet Georgia, and she says it is an absolutely gorgeous color.
Yeah. So I know I showed this to Zoey, and Zoey's favorite color is purple. And she goes, maybe you should knit something for me with that. I said, no, Zoey, I can't. I said the Jan gave it to me from the store to give away as a prize. She goes, you could give it to my mom. So, anyway, that was again, I was totally overwhelmed. Like, first of all, when you go in somewhere and someone even recognizes you, it's like a little overwhelming. Yeah. But she was so super nice. And if you ever are up there in the Halliburton area, like go in and have a look. She's got some amazing yarns in there. She also has an online presence, but I will link all of those. So Wool and Silk, the Creemore Quilt and Yarn Shop, and Jan Knit Studio. So
very nice. Very nice.
So I had an awesome weekend. Like, I can't believe Ross goes, yeah, you can go to all the yarn stores. I'm like, what? Where is my husband?
Yeah. It's alien Ross.
No, anyway, he's amazing. So anyway, it was a great weekend, great time away. And
Barb says when we go to BC that she would take us to their studio. And I'm guessing she's talking about Sweet Georgia.
Yeah,
I have not made it to their studio yet. I've bought a fair bit of Sweet Georgia yarn, but I have not made it yet to their studio. I know they're in sort of downtown Vancouver, I believe. So
Julia knows who Jan is. Yeah. But I just thought, here I am, and her three main focuses in this store are knitting, spinning, and weaving. Like
all your things, right?
Yeah.
Awesome.
So, anyway.
Okay. Well,
that's it. I didn't buy anything else.
That's enough, isn't it?
Yep. Yeah. But this, I can't wait to work with this.
Do you have a plan for that yet?
Well, it's going to be something with a colorwork yoke. But what I think I might do a cardigan. So.
Okay, Barb says it's in South Vancouver by the Fraser River. Okay, absolutely. Well, I'll be there in October. I might have to venture down that way. Yeah, I would love to go. Love to see their studio. They have such saturated, beautiful colors. Yeah. Really beautiful.
Well, yeah, because this is also Sweet Georgia, the Target. Mm-hmm. So
yeah, it's so pretty. So pretty.
Yeah. So okay.
Well, we are sort of at our hour and 15. And I wanted to say too, you know what? I got a little message on Instagram today when I had posted that tonight was Knit Chat. And somebody posted back and she said, oh, I can hardly wait. It is the highlight of my week. I just wanted to say it is the highlight of our week as well. It's so much fun. She said, I truly feel like I'm just hanging out and knitting with you. And you know what? We truly feel that way too, although we don't get a lot of knitting done. In fact, we get no knitting done.
None.
But it just makes me feel like I'm actually at a yarn store or it's a coffee shop, just hanging out and knitting with people. And it's good for the soul. It's good for the soul. It's just good. It's good for everything. And are we back under the bridge this week? We're home this weekend,
I think
right?
so.
Yeah.
It's probably going to put you in bed.
Are you coming to say goodbye, Miss Zoey?
It's almost time to go. You all ready for bed? Okay, I'll put this in. There, can you hear Kelly?
Looks like she's ready
Hi,
for snuggles. Hi, Zoey.
Hi.
So can you tell everybody thumbs up, like, and subscribe? Can we get that out of you?
Loud.
Subscribe.
You have to say it louder than that.
Subscribe.
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 Okay.
And don't forget to give a thumbs up. There you go. Good job.
Happy knitting, everybody.
Happy knitting, everybody.
Okay, then blow kisses. Mwah.
Mwah.
Okay, she's gone. Okay.
So thank you,
I'll be there
everybody,
in a
so
minute,
much
okay?
for coming and
In a
hanging
minute.
out with us tonight. And we'll be here again next Tuesday, same time, same place. My basement, Noelle's living room.
Yep.
So
My craft house.
your craft space. Yes, your craft space. Your craft house. Yes. So yes.
Okay. And I'm definitely going to try and get back in there for the comments this week. Again, I apologize for the last week, but it's just been crazy. So
How
we appreciate them all and we try to read them all. It just sometimes is hard to get in there and respond to everybody.
I know, and you're the retired person. How is it that you're so busy, right? Life is supposed to be
Yes, it
slower
is.
when you retire, and it just seems to keep speeding up and speeding up.
It
Must
does.
knit faster. Must knit faster.
It's just I can't imagine, like I'm not one of those people that are like, oh, there's nothing to do or whatever. I cannot find enough time to do everything that I want to do.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. Okay.
but-
Well, take
Okay.
care.
Yep. Happy knitting, everybody, and we will see you next week.